Hello and welcome to StateDraft, our newest deep dive offering from the States. I'm Manasi Phadke, Deputy Editor with ThePrint. In the past 3 months itself, there have been at least 7 incidents of communal conflict in different parts of Maharashtra, and this is what we'll talk about in today's episode. American scholar Paul Brass, who has studied identity politics and communal violence in northern India extensively, talks about an institutionalized riot system in his book, The Production of Hindu-Muslim Violence in Contemporary India. In this institutionalized system, he writes, known persons and groups occupy specific roles for the production of communal riots. And this production is often a very political one, with intense inter-party competition and mass political mobilization. Brass was talking about communal violence based on his research in Aligarh, but political analysts and experts say that the theory is perhaps not far off from what is happening currently in Maharashtra. As I said earlier, in the past 3 months itself, there have been at least 7 incidents of communal unrest in different parts of Maharashtra, the details of which are on the screen in the form of a graphic. All these incidents were around common themes. A procession, a temple or a mosque, social media post, and in all of these incidents, combination of one or more of these factors led to conflict between Hindu and Muslim groups. The most recent of these incidents was in Nashik district's Triambakeshwar, when certain groups of citizens last week alleged that some Muslims tried to forcibly enter the temple. Later on, many people from the temple town said that this was an age-old tradition when the Muslims show fragranced smoke to the deity on the steps of the temple and pass. However, after the unrest in Triambakeshwar, the Muslim community decided to discontinue this age-old tradition, whereas the Sakal Hindu Samaj, which is an umbrella organization of different Hindutva groups, sprinkled Gaumutra or cow urine on the temple to supposedly purify it. Shruti Tambe, who is head of the sociology department at the Savitribai Phule Pune University, said, as per Paul Brass's theory, the sowing of seeds had happened a long time ago, and there is a machinery in place for watering the seeds, adding fertilizer. Now in Maharashtra, there have been multiple factors that could have been this fertilizer, political analysts say, and there have been many incidents to state the same, like a spirited campaign against loudspeakers atop mosques by the Raj Thackeray-led Maharashtra Navnirman Sena in April and May last year, or the uproar over supposed love jihad after the murder of Mumbai's Shraddha Walkar allegedly by her Muslim boyfriend. Then more than 50 rallies, Hindu Janakrosh rallies by the Sakal Hindu Samaj in different parts of Maharashtra, alerting people about love jihad and land jihad. Also, in the same thread, there was also the renaming of cities such as Aurangabad, districts such as Aurangabad and Osmanabad to Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar and Dharashiv to wipe out the Islamic influences, and a split in the Shiv Sena between the Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena and the Shiv Sena Uddhav Bhalasaheb Thackeray, now resulting in there being 3 parties, the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena and the Shiv Sena Uddhav Bhalasaheb Thackeray faction, jostling for space to try and show their supremacy over the Hindutva agenda. Now, love jihad is a term that some use to refer to interfaith marriages or relationships allegedly done with the intention of converting Hindu girls to other religions, whereas land jihad is a term that is used to allude to acquiring land parcels to edge out Hindus. According to Shruti Tambe, social conservatism and religious fundamentalism are the children of globalization, and the fabric of social interaction is unfortunately woven around fear. Sometimes fear of China, sometimes fear of Pakistan, from jingoism to xenophobia to Islamophobia. She says the citizenry can be turned into disciples and blind followers through the instrument of fear. Political commentator Hemant Desai said that he finds striking similarities between the situation today and what it was like in 1992, when the then BJP President L.K. Advani led a Ratha Yatra of 10,000 kilometers through 10 states to campaign for a Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. Desai told me that he was there when the Rath Yatra passed Shiv Sena Bhavan in 1992, and what he could see in the atmosphere then, he can see the same thing in Maharashtra right now. Now, what are the political parties saying about all of this? State Home Minister Devendra Fadnavis, speaking to reporters after the Triambakeshwar incident, said there are some organizations and people who want the state to be unstable. Leaders of the opposition Mahavikas Aghadi parties have blamed the BJP and pointed to a conspiracy to form gangs in the name of Hindutva to foment communal violence. However, neither the ruling parties, which is the Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena, and the BJP, nor the opposition Mahavikas Aghadi, which comprises the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, the Nationalist Congress Party, and the Congress, have made any strong, emphatic statement about the rise in the number of incidents of communal unrest across Maharashtra. Now, what has happened is, in Maharashtra, the undivided Shiv Sena was anyway in competition with the BJP over whose commitment to the Hindutva agenda is stronger. Ever since there's been a split in the Shiv Sena, now there are three parties trying to claim the Hindutva agenda as their own, which is the Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena, the Shiv Sena Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, and the BJP. And as a result, Hemant Desai, political analyst Hemant Desai, says that while Maharashtra's political discourse was around issues such as economy, agriculture, development, criminal excesses, underworld, and so on, now it has simply become a Hindutva versus Hindutva discourse. He says that parties such as the Congress and NCP are also not strongly saying that they reject the Hindutva philosophy that the Shinde-led Shiv Sena and the BJP are espousing. Instead, Desai says that these parties are also pushing emotional issues such as how they will not tolerate disrespect to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj or Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. The NCP leadership is especially aware that their party is a fallback option for those Marathi Hindus who are not happy with either the BJP or the Shiv Sena. Speaking to the print, Maulana Mahmood Daryabadi, who is the General Secretary of the All India Ulema Council, said that some people are trying to create an atmosphere keeping the 2024 Lok Sabha elections in mind. He said that there were rallies being held across Maharashtra, and this, which is the communal incidents over the past few months, is a direct result of those rallies. He, however, said that things are not as bad in Maharashtra as they are in a few other states, without naming any, but he warned that things can get out of control if this is not attended to at the earliest. What Daryabadi was indirectly referring to was over 50 rallies put up between November last year and March this year, unitedly by different Hindutva organizations across Maharashtra, calling for protests against supposed love jihad and land jihad, and also calling for social and economic boycott of Muslims. While the BJP distanced itself from these rallies, saying it has nothing to do with the organization of these rallies, party leaders, MPs, MLAs, even ministers enthusiastically participated in these rallies. In some rallies, the leaders of the Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena also enthusiastically participated. Speaking to Shriraj Nair, spokesperson and joint secretary of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad for Mumbai and Goa, in March earlier this year, he said, atrocities against Hindu women are not cooked up stories. We are not exaggerating. They are only showcasing what is happening. The people involved in the rallies are all Hindus, irrespective of caste, language, or political preference. Nair said that the rally saw organically people coming out in support without any of these Hindutva organizations involved in organizing these rallies having to make any effort to gather people like it happens in political rallies. He explains that the idea of a Sakal Hindu Samaj as it being a more spontaneous grouping of the entire Hindu community, the word Sakal in Sanskrit meaning whole, rather than any organized platform. Political analysts say the key word here is Hindu community, essentially Hindu Sangathan, which actually better translates to Hindu unionization. Ajinkya Gaikwad, who is an assistant professor of politics in Mumbai-based SIS college, said that the Hindus are basically a scattered community divided into different castes and sects and so on. But as a political community, they want to challenge a community that is deeply rooted in culture and has brotherhood internationally. So, what is the one thing that can bind Hindus from leaping over linguistic and caste and identity differences? This is where he says the Sangathan comes into play. He added that the Hindu Mahasabha tried this, the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh tried this, the BJP tried this, and now the idea of a Sangathan is essentially the Sakal Hindu Samaj. He also says that it is the fact that the Sakal Hindu Samaj exists alongside the RSS and with the BJP being in power is something that needs a little bit more thought. According to Gaikwad, with the BJP occupying power at the centre, representing India internationally, it cannot be seen as this far right. While BJP cadres are very strong, he says they will take up their battles online but keep it civil on the ground. So who will take up the idea of a Sangathan? The RSS is a platform that is seen as one with a very sanitized image. And so the Sakal Hindu Samaj helps, he says. He explained that it helps serve multiple purposes. One, it represents itself as a civil society organization and acts as a proxy for far-right politics while helping the BJP stay moderate and still take cues from such rallies to justify framing certain laws and policies. Now to Gayakwad's point, while speaking in the State Legislative Council in March on a question on these rallies and the protests over supposed love jihad, Deputy Chief Minister, who also is in charge of the home portfolio, as I said earlier, Devendra Fadnavis, said, prima facie it appears that there is some design behind such incidents, which is incidents of love jihad. When there have been a large number of rallies by the majority community on the issue, the government, he said, cannot ignore it. He said the government needs to take cognizance of their demands. That's all that I have for you for now. I'm Manasi Phadke, Deputy Editor with ThePrint. Thank you for watching StateDraft.